He gave me this uniform when he and I became the very best of friends.
So you think this is what a good Christian man does?
Yeah, this is our Christianity.
He was the grand dragon of the Ku Klux Klan for the state of Maryland. This is his robe.
And he was photogenic, and he got a lot of publicity, and his Klan group started growing.
The things that we had in contrast as trivial as skin color began to matter less and less.
That question was, how can you hate me when you don't even know me?
These private academies, and to this day, they don't send their kids to school with black kids.
When he conspired to bomb the synagogue, and when he made plans to kill 2 black men with a shotgun.
Daryl Davis is a skilled musician, particularly on the piano. He has had the honor of jamming with some of the most legendary musicians in history, including Chuck Berry, Jerry Lee Lewis, and B.B. King. However, Davis's musical talent isn't his only claim to fame. First encounter with racism. Daryl Davis is a man who has spent his life confronting racism head-on, but his journey began in a somewhat unconventional way. Born in Chicago to a Foreign Service officer, Davis spent his early childhood moving around the world, attending schools where children of many different backgrounds were schooled together. This gave him a unique perspective on race relations, and one that would come in handy later in life. When Davis was just 10 years old, he moved back to the U.S. and joined an all-white Cub Scout pack in Massachusetts. During a parade, he was shocked when rocks and bottles were hurled at him by the crowd, prompting the pack leaders to form a protective ring around him. It was a traumatic experience, but one that would ultimately shape his future.
Give somebody a platform where they can express their views, even if you don't agree with them.
He was the grand dragon of the Ku Klux Klan for the state of Maryland. This is his robe.
As Davis grew older, he became increasingly curious about the origins of racism and the beliefs that fueled it. This curiosity would lead him on a lifelong journey of understanding and empathy as he sought to connect with people of all races and backgrounds. Despite the challenges he faced, Davis remained steadfast in his commitment to breaking down barriers and bridging divides, and through it all, his faith has been a constant source of strength and guidance. Music journey. Daryl Davis is a talented musician who has made a name for himself in the world of blues and jazz. Born in Chicago, Davis grew up around the world due to his father's career in the Foreign Service. He was exposed to a variety of cultures and musical styles, but it was the blues musicians from the Mississippi Delta who had migrated north that captured his attention. Davis pursued his passion for music, and in 1980, he earned a bachelor's degree in music from Howard University. There, he was a member of the Howard University Choir and Jazz Vocal Ensemble. His talent was recognized by legendary pianists Pinetop Perkins and Johnny Johnson, both of whom mentored him and praised his ability to master a piano style that was popular long before he was born.
I was one of 2 black kids in the entire area. He gave me this uniform when he and I became the very best of friends. At the age of 10, in 1968, my parents had moved to Belmont, Massachusetts.
Over the years, Davis has had the opportunity to perform with some of the most iconic names in music. He frequently played backup for Chuck Berry and Jerry Lee Lewis, and was a friend of Muddy Waters. Davis even played piano in the legendary Blues Band. He has also shared the stage with blues legend B.B. King, as well as other greats like Bo Diddley, Percy Sledge, and Sam Moore of Sam and Dave. Activist Daryl. Daryl Davis is a man on a mission to promote understanding and empathy in the face of racism and bigotry. In 1983, while playing country western music at a white bar in Maryland, he struck up a conversation with a patron who complimented him on his piano playing. The man was surprised to learn that Davis was black and admitted that he was a member of the Ku Klux Klan. Despite the initial tension, Davis and the man struck up an unlikely friendship. Over time, the man gave Davis contact information for KKK leaders, and Davis began to see an opportunity to answer a question that had plagued him since childhood. Why do you hate me when you know nothing about me? Years later, Davis decided to take his curiosity a step further by interviewing Klan members and writing a book about his experiences. Through his conversations with these individuals, Davis was able to gain insight into their beliefs and motivations, and was even able to convince some to leave behind their hateful ideologies. In order to get access to Klan members for his book, Davis had to conceal his race.
The things that we had in contrast as trivial as skin color began to matter less and less.
And as I was marching as the only black scout in this parade, along with the Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, and Brownies.
And as I built upon those commonalities, a relationship was formed.
He had his white secretary call the imperial wizard of the KKK in Maryland, Roger Kelly, and arrange a meeting without revealing Davis's race. The meeting was tense, with Kelly arriving at the motel with a bodyguard armed with a gun. However, despite the initial tension, Davis and Kelly eventually became friends, and Kelly even invited Davis to be his daughter's godfather. When Kelly left the Klan, he gave his robe to Davis as a sign of their friendship. Davis went on to befriend over 20 members of the KKK and claims to have been directly responsible for between 40 and 60 and indirectly over 200 people leaving the Klan. Through his conversations with these individuals, Davis was able to gain insight into their beliefs and motivations, and was even able to convince some to leave behind their hateful ideologies. Davis found that many Klansmen had misconceptions about black people, stemming mostly from intense brainwashing in their youth. When they got to know him, Davis claims it was more difficult to maintain their prejudices. One Klansman told Davis that all black people have a gene in them that makes them violent, based on the scientific finding that a 2-repeat MAOA gene increases the likelihood of violent activity, which was found to be most prevalent in African Americans. Davis challenged this notion by pointing out that all white people have a gene that makes them potential serial slayers, but the Klansman was unable to name 3 black serial slayers. Klan members have often invited Davis to meetings, and they have given him their robes and hoods. Davis claims to be responsible for helping to dismantle the KKK in Maryland because things fell apart.
I consider Frank to be my friend.
I consider Daryl to be my friend as well.
As I was marching down the street, somewhere along the parade route, I began getting hit.
When two enemies are talking, they're not fighting, they're talking. It's when the talking ceases.
When he conspired to bomb the synagogue, and when he made plans to kill 2 black men with a shotgun.
After he began making inroads with its members there. However, the KKK has since been rebuilt in Maryland under Richard Preston, leader of the Confederate White Knights, who was arrested for firing his gun at counter-protesters at the 2017 Unite the Right rally. Despite this setback, Davis remains committed to promoting understanding and breaking down barriers. The lesson learned is ignorance breeds fear, says Davis. If you don't keep that fear in check, that fear will breed hatred. If you don't keep hatred in check, it will breed destruction. While Davis's approach to improving race relations may seem unconventional, it has proven to be effective. His dedication and persistence have earned him the respect and admiration of many, including his father, retired senior Foreign Service officer William B. However, not everyone understands or supports Davis's approach.
And he was photogenic, and he got a lot of publicity, and his Klan group started growing.
The Nazis in Germany, the neo-Nazis over here, the Ku Klux Klan, anti-Semitism.
These private academies, and to this day, they don't send their kids to school with black kids.
How can you hate me when you don't even know me? Then someone who would join an organization.
Some of his friends and fellow musicians find his fascination with the Klan to be odd and believe that he is attracted to controversy. But for Davis, it's more than just controversy. It's about bridging divides, promoting understanding, and breaking down the walls of hatred that divide us. Accidental Courtesy. The 2016 documentary film Accidental Courtesy, Daryl Davis, Race and America, provides a closer look at Daryl Davis's unique approach to promoting understanding and breaking down barriers between races.
For the first time in my life, my parents sat me down at the age of 10 and explained racism to me.
He was very vicious, very violent, and very racist. But at the very end, he said that he respected me.
Would want to inflict pain upon me for no other reason than this, the color of my skin.
The culture of racism existed long before Donald Trump.
That question was, how can you hate me when you don't even know me?
The film shows Davis interacting with members of the KKK and white Aryans in an effort to gain insight into their beliefs and motivations. Throughout the film, Davis provides contrasting views of his activities from members of the Southern Poverty Law Center and Black Lives Matter. While some criticize Davis for engaging with members of hate groups, others see his approach as a powerful tool for promoting understanding and breaking down barriers. Minds social work. As an official advisor to the decentralized social network Minds, Davis uses the platform to educate people on how to conduct civil discourse to find common ground and build tolerance. In an interview with Forbes, Davis emphasized the importance of civil discourse in promoting understanding and tolerance. He praised Minds for providing an open forum where people can bring diverse ideas and beliefs and engage in respectful dialogue. He believes that the art of conversing with one another has been lost, and that Minds offers a platform where people can come together and have transparent conversations, unlike some other platforms on the internet. Davis believes that education is the best remedy for curing hate. He argues that by fixing ignorance, there is nothing to fear, and therefore nothing to hate or destroy. With this in mind, Minds and Davis launched the De-Radicalization Initiative in November 2019, with the aim of combating online extremism. Acting career. In addition to his musical and activism work, Daryl Davis has also made a name for himself in the world of entertainment. He has acted on stage, film, and television, including a minor role in HBO's The Wire.
I was told, do not fool with Mr. Kelly, Daryl. He will kill you. But I had to have the answer to my question.
So you think this is what a good Christian man does?
Yeah, this is our Christianity.
In walks Mr. Kelly and his bodyguard. The bodyguard was armed with a sidearm right here on his hip.
We should work and organize as white people.
David Duke tried to popularize a new type of Klansman.
But my eyes were speaking loud and clear. In fact, my eyes were shouting so loud he could hear my eyes.
Davis has received positive reviews for his performances, particularly in production of Zora Neale Hurston's Polk County and William Saroyan's The Time of Your Life. Overall, Daryl Davis's diverse career highlights his commitment to breaking down barriers and promoting understanding in all areas of life. From his musical performances to his activism work and his involvement in the world of entertainment, Davis continues to be a powerful force for positive change and an inspiration to many. That's all for this video, folks. We'll see you next time.